Hi there again, and welcome to my home here. My name is Chef Jason Champagne. I am chef owner of Native Chef LLC, and so fortunate and thankful to be presenting this video for the Muskogee Nation of Oklahoma. Today's class or lesson is about knife skills, and it's so important to know how to learn that knife, both for safety and for be able to get a lot of food done quickly and get your meals done in an efficient manner. And so that's what today's lesson is about. It's about how to hold a knife, handle a knife, and utilize it properly. And thank you for watching, and I sure hope you enjoy this video. Okay, so this first lesson is all about knife skills. It's just so important to learn how to use a knife. And these first few videos I'm going to do are going to talk about the basics of handling a knife. And it's just to start cooking more at home. Some of you may have all the knife skills, some of you may just be beginning. Hopefully this video will help you learn how to handle a knife, hold it, and use the correct knife techniques. So today we're just going to be doing a really basic salad, okay? Basic salads, they're a great way to get extra vegetables into your diet. One of my favorite things to do is to go eat like at a steakhouse or something, and you know, you always get your entree, but they always bring that salad. And there's something about that salad that I really enjoy. So what I try to do in my household, I try to have that on a regular basis. And I'll show you how to cut up everything. And also at grocery stores, you'll see them already cut up and everything, but they cost quite a bit, maybe about $5 for a little bitty container of salad. And also they have it bagged already. And at the end of this presentation, I'll show you the volume that we can get versus what we paid versus what you can buy in a bag already cut up. So in front of me, I have romaine lettuce, I have purple cabbage, a couple bell peppers, I have a couple carrots that I've already peeled. I have a cucumber from my dad's garden, and I also have some radishes that I've already cut the tips off and the ends. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and build a base with the romaine, and we'll build a base with the romaine topped with shredded cabbage and carrot. Okay, so I've already pre-rinsed and washed these romaine hearts. That's what these are called. These are called romaine hearts, and I buy these in a bag that there's usually 3 to a package, and I believe these were about $2.99, maybe something like that, $2.99. What I like about romaine hearts is you can buy the romaine head lettuce, but you're probably going to have to get rid of a few of the outer leaves to get to this point. So the leaves are already gone. You won't have any excess. Maybe you want to compost the excess leaves or something, but you won't have those excess leaves to use. And what I like about using romaine as lettuce is because it's connected here at the end, and so what I want to do is I want to leave it connected when I cut it up, okay? So the basics with holding a knife, like I said, if you're going to use a chef knife for the first time, really try to practice using it. Be careful using it. The first step is to really get a good grip right here where these divots are, okay? So when I grab a knife, I am firmly putting my thumb on that divot right here to hold it, and then I'm taking my first finger and really getting a good solid grip on that, right on that divot, okay? So I got a good firm grip on the knife, okay? So now, since I have a good grip, I'm able to handle the knife easier and much safer. Okay. Next step with this romaine lettuce. All I do, I pre-wash it like I said, I just simply cut it right down the middle. I leave it intact. I don't cut the end off. Okay, and I leave it intact like that. Okay, I'll take half the piece out. I put it down flat so it's not going to roll on us, okay? And then all I do is I cut down every inch or so. Inch or half an inch. So now I've cut down all the way through this, but I haven't cut the end off. See how it's still connected? And now, easiest cut is just cutting crossways about an inch. Okay, I'm just pushing down with the knife, and when I get to this white part, probably get rid of this part right here. Okay, same thing with this other one. Okay, I leave it intact. I cut down about an inch, and then I cross cut an inch. Okay. And then go back to the Tupperware. What I like to do is I like to put a paper towel at the bottom. Again, vegetables go bad with oxygen and moisture. So if you put a piece of paper towel down, I usually fold it flat. I'll put that at the bottom, and then I will put my lettuce on top. So if there's any moisture that's collected or that's still on the lettuce that can make it go bad, it'll be collected into that paper towel. So we just want to put a piece just like this at the bottom. And then very easily just take your cutting board. Again, in Knife Essentials or Cooking Equipment Essentials, I was talking about how great it is to have a bigger cutting board. And imagine trying to use a little bitty tiny cutting board to cut up that lettuce. You know, you can get it done quicker if you have more room to work with. Okay? Pretty simple to cut up this lettuce. It's not too difficult. Again, don't cut too far down on these parts. And within about, I'd say a couple minutes, under a couple minutes, we have a whole bunch of lettuce cut up. Way more than what you can get in the package. So that's going to be our basis for our salad right there. So next layer of our salad, again, we're going to build that salad base. It's going to be the romaine lettuce. Then we're going to do some red cabbage here, and then we'll top it off with some carrot. So red cabbage, depends on how big you find them. I like to find the smaller ones. What I tend to find is sometimes if you buy the bigger ones, you don't end up using all of it. These smaller ones are ideal because for our salad, we don't want to do too much red cabbage versus or purple cabbage. This is purple cabbage versus the green or the romaine lettuce. Okay, we want more of the lettuce, and then just use this kind of as a garnish almost on top of the romaine lettuce. So we might use about 3/4 of this one. This one probably weighed about a little over 1.5 pounds. Okay, so it wasn't too much. It was a little over $2. But if we don't use all of it, I just like to package it up and use it again. So simply all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut right down the middle. Okay, I'm going to find the middle right here, and I'm going to tap my knife down, and I'm going to cut right through. Okay, so I get 2 even half pieces. Okay, this core right here needs to come out. Okay, this stemmy core right here, pretty easy to get out. Just be careful if you're first beginning to use a knife. All I do is I stick the knife in about 1/2 inch in on the side of it, and then I'll cut in on the side of it, and then that gets rid of that core. So now we're left with the all cabbage. So next up, what I want to do is I want to sliver these into about inch pieces. Okay, so anytime you use a knife like this, you really want to firmly hold your product and make sure it's not going to roll around you like this. See, this isn't going to roll around on us. We're not going to have any accidents with it not rolling around. So I'm just going to cut in carefully about 1 inch. Okay, so now I have this sliver. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing about 1 inch. So we may only need about half of this, but what I have are these slivers now that I can work with. And again, with a bigger cutting board, it's nice to not have to use a little bitty one. I can just kind of put these out and then get them ready to cut up. So this purple cabbage here, what I want to do now, so I've got these slivers, right? I've got these little slivers. All I'm going to do is cross cut. You see how the grains kind of go left to right? So I'm just going to cross cut so I can get these small slivers. And anytime you hold anything with using a knife, you want to use your fingertips. So what I do is I tuck my thumb behind my first finger. I'm always going to be cutting like that, unless the knife is like really far away from my fingers. I'm always going to be cutting like this. Okay, so I have my good firm grip on my first thumb, and then I just simply put my bottom of my fingers on it, and then I cross cut, and when it starts getting closer to my fingers, I simply kind of move it back. Okay, get closer. So basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of feeding the purple cabbage into the blade. Okay, and then when you practice and get better, again, these soft vegetables are so nice to practice with. Okay, notice how I'm always holding my fingers. So if you're not used to pushing down, you could always cross chop. Okay, we can cross chop this. It's called a cross chop. Okay. So now we have our second layer of our base of our salad. So we have our green on the bottom, and now we'll place our purple cabbage on top. Kind of break it up as you put it down. Again, like I said, we don't want too much purple versus green. Kind of want to leave an outer edge so that you can see the green on the outer edge. And we'll leave the purple in the middle. So I'm just kind of breaking it up as I put it in here. There we go. Pretty colorful already. Next up is our carrot. Okay, our third layer for our base of our salad is going to be this carrot. Now, all I did is I just peeled these 2 carrots, and at the end I'm going to show you how much more you can get by shredding your own carrot versus buying it in the package. And what I like to do when I shred a carrot is I have this nice piece of equipment here, and it's a grater. It's got different types of grating on it. I like to use this bigger one. You can use this for cheese. I like to use it for shredding carrots. And so basically all I do is I just take it and start going down. I also like to put down a paper towel like this because there's a lot of water content in the carrot, so we want to get rid of some of that water content before we put it on our salad. And so at the end we'll kind of just squeeze some out. So we'll just kind of shred here. Be sure to have a firm grip on this grater. You don't want to slip. This would be a bad accident if this thing slipped and then you put your knuckles into these. Okay, so you really want to be careful. Have a good firm grip on the carrot, and have a good firm grip on the grater. Okay. Also get a nice arm workout if you do quite a few. We only need 2 of these carrots. So this is where you want to really be careful when you start getting towards the end. Again, don't slip. And when you get to about this point, go ahead and stop. What I like to do is I'll just cut the tip off of this and I will eat that for a snack. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of that second carrot here. Okay. So we'll leave this tip here on. I'll eat that as a snack. Leave that when we get close. So now what we have is we have this nice colorful shredded carrot. We have a bright orange color. Okay. One tip I want to share is whenever you're done with something like this, I wash it off immediately. Okay. Same thing with knives, anything like this. If you leave this to clean at the end of your dinner or whatever you're done eating and you have this laying around, if these harden, then it makes it much more difficult to clean. And when you're scrubbing, trying to get these little specks out of there, that's when an accident can happen. So when you're done with stuff like this, always wash it off right away, okay, where it doesn't harden. Okay, so our carrot here, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold over the paper towels and squeeze some of this moisture out of it. Okay. Then we'll bring back our salad. And then we'll just drop this right in the middle. And then we'll just kind of garnish with it. And again, we don't want a whole bunch of carrot. We just want enough just to kind of color the top, okay? We want more green and purple versus orange. And there you go. Nice basic base for our salad. Next up, we'll do some toppings. Okay, so our toppings, we're going to again go with two different colors. So we started with the green, the purple, the orange. We're going to do another orange and we're going to do a yellow. We're going to cut up these bell peppers here. Okay. So first thing I like to do is I like to have a little trash bowl. Okay, stuff that I can put my trash in, whatever I have. So what I do with the bell pepper is I just simply get it to where it's not going to roll. And then I cut it directly in half. Okay. And then what I do is I tuck my thumb underneath this green piece stem here, and then I pull that out. Okay, and then this middle stuff, I simply tear that out. Okay. Same thing, I tuck my thumb underneath the back end, I pull that stem out, and then I tear the middle out. Knock out the seeds. A few seeds are okay. Knock out the majority of them. Okay. So now what I do is I take, see this white part right here? I'm going to line my knife up right with that tip of that white part. Okay. So I'm going to cut that tip off right there. I'm going to get rid of this little piece in the middle. Same thing right here. I'm going to cut that out. You can tear this part out right here. And then if you want to, you can kind of get rid of this white part in the middle. You don't have to, but. Okay, so now we're left with these pieces. Same thing, I'm going to cut the tip off, cut that off, maybe cut a little bit of this white part out. Okay, you can stand it up and do that as well. Okay, now we're just going to cross chop these. Okay, so we basically utilized out of that whole pepper, we basically got rid of, we're utilizing the whole thing. There's not much left in there. So these end pieces, I just want to cross cut. So these pieces are about 1.5 inches long. Okay, I usually get those done first. the end pieces. So again, watch your fingers, kind of guide the food into the knife. Okay, now these pieces, what I want to do is I want to cut it basically directly in half. Okay, so I'm going to cut it right in half. That leaves us with 4 pieces. And then we're just going to simply cross cut these. So you see the length of them is going to be about the same length as what we've been cutting here. Okay, so visually all our food looks pretty similar. Okay, people eat with their eyes. And then as you get better with the knife, you're able to cut quicker. Again, all I'm doing is I'm just moving my fingers back as we go. And be careful when you get towards the end here. This is where you want to be careful. And slow down. Now we have our 1 bell pepper cut up. So pretty easy to do. Again, that's all the waste that we have right there. And we're going to set up a little bit of a salad bar type of toppings selection. So visually they look really nice. Nice colors, nice knife cuts. And we'll go ahead and do the orange bell pepper. And we'll go ahead and add these on this other side. Two colorful bell peppers for our toppings. Next up, we're going to cut up a cucumber. Okay, so again, like I said earlier, this came out of my dad's garden. Really nice cucumber. So I'm just going to simply, I've washed it already. I'm going to take the ends off. I'm going to cut these into thirds. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the edge on 4 corners, leaving some skin on 4 corners. So as you can see, I just cut off the 4 ends. Okay. So visually, it just looks like I guess a more appetizing cut when you leave a little bit of color on this on the outside, like I'm doing. Okay. Okay, so I got all 4 pieces here done. I'm going to put my peelings into my little trusty trash bowl. The more that you're in the kitchen, the more you'll realize how important you have a trash bowl around so you can put your stuff in. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I could cross cut these just into strips like this. Okay, but I'm going to turn my knife at an angle a little bit. Instead of doing that, I'm going to cross cut just a little bit at an angle. Okay, so I'm going to get these bias thin cuts. So a cucumber is a great veggie to practice your knife skills on because it's really soft and it's easy to cut through. Okay, so as you can see, leaving those tips on there, a little bit more eye appetizing than had I peeled it all the way. And we'll go ahead and add these to our salad bar toppings. Okay, we're going to quickly cut up these radishes. All I did was I just cut the ends off, and one trick with these, and anything that you use when you're using a knife, you don't want things rolling around on you. So if it wasn't going to roll around on us, we'd put it down like that, right? But those cuts aren't as appetizing as if you would cut this way. So what we want to do is sacrifice, and this is mainly for if you have minimal knife skills. So we're just going to sacrifice and cut just a small tip off of one end, just like that. That way it's not going to roll around on us, okay? So now we're just going to carefully cut down. These radishes are pretty soft. Now out of that package of radishes I got, I think I paid $1.19, but I'm only using about 1/4 of what was in there. Okay, so for our money, we're actually getting these for about 30 cents. And really practice, focus in on making thin cuts. And when you come here, really watch your fingers, okay? Really watch your fingers and concentrate. Part of having a chef knife is you cut exactly where you want to cut. No, a sharp knife, okay? The advantage of having a sharp knife is you're going to cut exactly where you want to cut. When you come to the end here, they don't need to be as thin. You could even eat that piece if it's too thick. Okay? And again, you notice how I'm always holding my fingers like this and I'm feeding the food into the knife. And if you can't push, you can rock chop if you need, or rock your knife and cross chop like this, if it's easier for you. Always be careful on that last one. Okay. So as you can see, how much we got out of just 5 radishes. Okay? And that's what we want. If you learn how to use those knife skills correctly, look how thin these are. Very appetizing looking, and we're getting more for our dollar. What we paid for. We're getting a larger volume because we cut them thin, and they're nice using for garnishes. Okay, so now that we have our salad base done and we have our salad bar toppings done, I want to show you guys a quick trick on how to keep the calories down when you're eating with dressing. Okay, so I love salad dressing. I mean, you got to kind of have it with your salad, and what I find myself doing is, especially at the steakhouses, I'll get a salad and I'll dollop some dressing on top, and then I end up eating it, and then I have some lettuce and stuff at the bottom. Then I ran out of dressing, so I'll add more. Okay, so this is a little trick you can do at home. This is a light blue cheese dressing here, probably about 1.5 tablespoons, and I doubt we're going to use all of it because most of it isn't going to come out. And then we're going to use some shredded cheese as a garnish. Okay, so what we want to get at is the higher fat, higher calorie items such as this cheese will only be used as a garnish on top. It's not going to be throughout the salad. So visually, when somebody sees this salad, they'll see cheese at the top, and they'll think it's all the way through, but it isn't. It's an excellent way to cut the calories, but yet it still enjoys some of the higher fat items that we enjoy. Okay, so very quickly, I'm just going to add some of our salad base to the bowl. Okay, and then I'll toss in my dressing. Mix it up really good. This way you're coating all the lettuce. I wouldn't do this ahead of time. Do this at service, because if you do this too ahead of time, the lettuce will wilt really bad. Okay, and then it won't be very appetizing. So what we're doing is we're basically coating every little piece of lettuce and cabbage and carrot. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to use this, pull this into our bowl. Okay, so this will be our base. Okay. And now what we can do is we can take some of our toppings and do a garnish on top. We'll put some orange bell pepper, put a few cucumbers on the outside. Okay. Like that. Okay, and then we'll take a few yellow bell peppers, and right on top. Then we'll take a few slices of radish, kind of layer them on top like that. And now we'll use our cheese as a garnish. So visually it's on top, it's not throughout the whole salad. Pretty easy, pretty basic, but people eat with their eyes, and what I hope you get from this is just how easily you can plate stuff and make it look good that quick. Okay, so we have everything in front of us, right? We have all our toppings here and our salad base. What I wanted to share with you guys is how much it costs to buy this stuff already cut up. So this is a container, this is a bag of romaine lettuce, carrots, and red cabbage. Okay, it weighs 10 ounces. Okay, so basically this right here, serving size 3.5, serving size 2 cups. So basically this would feed a family of 4 one night. Okay, this was, I believe it was, I bought it on discount, but it was normally at $2.90, I think, or $2.95 a bag. Okay, so almost $3 for this right here, and it feeds you one night. This shredded carrots here, I believe, was about $2.50. It's convenient because they're shredded already, but then you're left with having to use shredded carrot for another recipe. So our investment here was about $6, and that includes having excess carrots at the end for another meal. We also have half of a purple cabbage left. We have 3/4 of the bag of radishes left. And so what I want you to visually see is how much more you can get by learning to use that knife, okay? Buying it cut up is convenient, it's quick, but if you can take that extra time and learn how to use that knife, look how much more you can get for your dollar. Okay, and then you do this on a consistent basis. It's a great way to have extra vegetables in your diet, your family's diet, and it's an excellent way to practice your knife skills. You can never become too good. I practice continually. Every day when I cut up something, I'm continually trying to get better and better and better at using a knife. And just be careful. I hope this tip right here helped with cutting a few calories on your salads. Try doing this. Try having this at least 3 to 4 days a week when you eat with your family. Great way to start the meal. You eat something like this first, and then you eat the rest of your meal. You might not eat as much as the other foods. Okay, it's a nice starter, and just a good way to try to improve your overall health and your families, and try to have fun at it. You got to try to have fun in the kitchen. So I'm so happy you joined me, and I sure hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you got something out of it. Okay, well that does it for this lesson on knife skills. I hope you guys were able to pick up a few things from it. It's so important to learn how to use that knife. And, you know, it's important to get those extra vegetables in our diet. So I hope today's recommendations to try to maybe have your salad in maybe 2 or 3 of your meals a week would help. Thank you again to the Muskogee Nation of Oklahoma for the opportunity to present, and very fortunate and thankful for that. And look forward to doing the next video for you. I hope you're watching. Thank you so much and have a great day. Miigwech.